His ghost visited the villagers who had cursed him and started scaring them. The villagers were very afraid and realized their mistake.
In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to edit African folktale videos just like the one that you just saw. So if you want to grow your African folktale channel super fast by creating engaging content, then this video is definitely for you. And all you have to do is to please come closer and let's dive in. To get started, the first thing you need to do is to generate the images you're going to be using for the video and also the audio that we're going to be using. And I've done a tutorial in the past on how to generate consistent images and consistent group images, and I'll leave the links in the description, or you can click here to watch it after watching this video. So now that we have the images that we want to use to create our video, the next thing we want to do is to come over to your browser and go over to canva.com. Okay, so now that we're here, you're going to be needing Canva Pro. If you don't have access to Canva Pro, all you have to do is to sign up for the trial version, and the trial version gives you access to the Canva Pro for 45 days. A whole 45 days is more than enough to create a whole bunch of videos. So now that we are here, the next thing we want to do is to click on videos, and we're going to go ahead and click on create blank video. So now that a blank video has opened, the next thing we want to do is to bring in our picture. That is the picture that we downloaded. And to do that, all we have to do is to come over to uploads, and we're going to click on upload to upload the pictures that we want to use for our video. By clicking upload files, and we're going to select the images that we want to use. So now you can see I have generated images of a village. I generated it separately, and I generated other ones as well. So all I have to do is to go ahead and upload all these pictures like so. So now that I have it uploaded, the next thing I want to do is to put in the image like so, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to click on set image as background. And next thing I want to do is to click on the image, and I'm going to click on edit image, and I'm going to click on magic grab. Okay, click on magic grab. What we're going to do is we're going to click on the images that we want to grab like so, and let's also click on this one here and look for any other one. Okay, let's just work with these three, and the next thing we're going to do is to click on grab, and now we've separated those objects from the image. Now how cool is this? So what we want to do next is that we're going to duplicate this. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. Okay, duplicate this page, and we have the page duplicated. And what we are going to do next is to delete these images that we grabbed from the second duplicate that we have. So we're going to delete these objects. We're going to delete it like so. So now the three objects are gone. So next thing we're going to do is to export just this image without the object. I'm going to show you what to do with it, right? So what we're going to do is to export just this image without the object. And to do that, all we have to do is to click on share, and we're going to click on download, and we are going to select the drop down, and of course select just page 2. Okay, we're going to select page 2, and for the file type, make sure you select PNG. Okay, PNG like so, and click on download, and it's going to download to our device. How convenient, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and save it, and I have it downloaded, and the next thing I'm going to do is to delete this one. Okay, we don't have any need for this one again, right? So we're going to come over to this one, and we're going to delete the background. Okay, we're going to delete the background, leaving just the objects, right? So just work with me here. I'm going to blow your mind, right? So I'm going to go ahead and delete the background and have all these images just like it is. Don't turn it, don't touch it, don't move it, don't do anything. Make sure you don't move it, leave it as it is. And the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to click on share, and we're going to click on download, and we're going to select the file type to PNG, and then we're going to select transparent background, and we're going to hit download, and it's going to go ahead and download to our device like so, and we have it here. So now we have it downloaded to our device, and the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and delete this page because we don't need it anymore. And next thing we need to do is to bring in the picture that we want to use for African Folktale. So what we want to do is to bring in any of our image that we generated, but coincidentally my image is here, so I'm going to be using my image to do this. Just for the purpose of this tutorial, but you know, any image can work. So now that I have this image, all you have to do, it could be any image by the way. So all you have to do here is I'm going to remove the background But before I remove the background, I want you to know that you can always change the color of your pictures. So to change this, all I have to do is to click on edit image, and I'm going to click on adjust, and I'm going to scroll down to this part, and I'm going to see green color edit, and I'm going to scroll down to color edit, and I'm going to highlight green, and I'm going to touch it up like so. Let me change it to this color, and then saturation, add saturation so that the color will be more pronounced, or let me just pull it back. All right, let's just work with this, right? So now that I have this, let's go ahead and reduce the brightness a little bit so that the color will be more pronounced. So now that we have this, next thing I'm going to do is to click on edit image again, and I'm going to click on background remover to remove the background from the image. So now the background has been removed, and the next thing we're going to do is to click on export again, and we're going to click on download, and we're going to select file type and select PNG, and we're going to select transparent background, and we're going to click on download to device, right? So now it's downloaded to my device, and the next thing I'm going to do for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and delete this, and I'm going to go ahead and select another picture that I want to use for the sake of this tutorial. So I'm just going to go ahead and scroll down and find the image that I want to use. So let's go ahead and select this image, the pregnant man, right? I love this image so much. And we're going to expand it like so. We're going to take it up a notch like so. And the next thing I want to do is to click on the image, and I'm going to click on edit image, and I'm going to click on magic expand. Okay, so we're going to select whole image, and I'm going to select magic expand to expand the image to 16:9, and we'll move on. All right, so now you can see that it has expanded our image, and this one is not perfect. So we're going to scan through the 3 other options that it generated for us and see which is better. So I'm going to click on this one. Nah, this one is not good. Nah, this one is not good. So if you don't get something that you like, you have the option to click on generate new results. You don't get to pay for it, so you can generate new result multiple times till you get what you love. All right, so now that it's done, the next thing we're going to do is to scan through and see which one that works. So yeah, this one is a little better than the other one, so we're going to go ahead and go with this one. And all I have to do next is to click on done, and we are ready to go. And what I'm going to do next is to click on share and click on download, and I'm going to go ahead and change the file type to PNG, and I'm going to go ahead and hit download to download this to my device. All right, so now that we have that downloaded, the next thing I'm going to do here is to click on edit image again, and I'm going to this time click on magic grab to remove this character from the image. And to do that, now that I have it highlighted, the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and click on grab. All right, so now I've separated the character from the image. How convenient. So what I'm going to do next is to just go ahead and delete this, or let's go ahead and duplicate this, right? And duplicate this like so. And we're going to go ahead and delete this image. And we're going to now share this and click on download, and we're going to select, of course, page 2, and we're going to go ahead and select file type to PNG, and we're going to click on download to download it straight to our device. And now that it has downloaded to my device, the next thing I want to do is to click on the image again and click on edit image and click on background remover to remove the background from the image, right? So now I've removed the background, and the next thing I'm going to do is to touch up the image a little bit, right? Touch up the image a little bit by clicking adjust, and I'm going to increase the brightness, right? I'm going to reduce the contrast just a little bit. I'm going to also increase the shadows, right? Increase the shadows, and I'm going to reduce the blacks just a notch and increase the vibrance just a notch, and saturation, reduce it just a little bit. And now we have this. The next thing I'm going to do right now is to click on share, click on download, and of course I'm going to select file type and select PNG, and I'm going to select transparent background, and I'm going to go ahead and hit download for the image to be downloaded to my device. So now that I have the image downloaded to my device, it's time to move to this section 2, and that is that of CapCut. So we're going to go ahead and pop up our CapCut to start our video editing. And now that we have this, the next thing I'm going to do is to click on new project. So now I have the new project open. The next thing I'm going to do is to click on import, and I'm going to import all the pictures that I downloaded from Canva. So to do that, all I have to do is to select all these images, as it is, select all these images and click on open, and now you have it, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is to also bring in the audio, the voiceover, right? And to do that, all I have to do is to click on import again and then select the voiceover that I want to use, and I'm good to go. All right, so now that I've imported the audio, the next thing I'm going to do is to bring in my headphones so that I can listen to the audio and get the edits right. All right, so now that we have the audio, the next thing we're going to do is to bring in our image, and we're going to be bringing the images that we exported from Canva. So we're going to bring in this background image like so. We're going to drag it to the timeline like so. So what we're trying to create is a ghost that is disturbing the town and it appears on the screen. So we're just trying to create that effect using the images that we exported from Canva. So we'll first import the background image. That's the image we're going to see first before we can now bring in the character itself. So now that we have this, let's go a little further. Let's bring the playhead to this point, and then we're going to bring in the image like so, right? So now that we have this, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to try and play it and see how it plays out. All right, so you can see how it appears on the screen. So we're going to bring this one a little bit back, and wow, this looks amazing already. So now I'm going to just reduce this just for the purpose of this tutorial. We're going to reduce this and we're going to bring in our second image, which is this one. So we're going to bring it to the timeline like so. And we're going to bring in those elements, that is those elements that we exported with the transparent background. So we're going to bring this in like so and do the same thing that we did for the previous one by not putting it directly above the background image. So we're going to bring it here so that it just appears on the screen after a while so that people can notice it, which is amazing. So what we are going to do next is we're going to highlight this too, and we're going to zoom it in, okay? We're going to zoom it in so that it's noticeable when it happens, right? So it's noticeable when it happens. So now that we have zoomed it in, let's zoom it a little more, like so, all right? So we're going to bring it to this point so that people can see it appear. So now we have something like this. All right, so now let's go ahead and play it back and see how it appears. So now we have this. We're going to go ahead and play it. Wow, this is amazing, right? So this adds emotion effects to your video, whereby creating retention and keeping people engaged on your videos so that they can watch longer. And YouTube is going to, of course, promote your video because people are watching for longer and you're going to get more views from that. So now that we have this, the next thing we're going to do is to start putting our effects. So we're going to use the effect to sell it right now. So here you can see that our character now appears on the screen like so, which is amazing, which is just amazing. So what we're going to do next is to add some effects to sell the whole effect better. And to do that, the first thing we want to do is to bring down the character. So we're going to resize the character just a little bit like so that it's more obvious when it appears. So we're just going to bring the character just a little bit like so. And on the effect, we're going to select edge glow. We're going to select edge glow because it's a ghost. So we want that edge glowing kind of thing. So we're going to drop it exactly on top of the image, right? So it's going to have this edge glow on top of it. So if we play this thing back now, you can see the edge glow, right? So we can decide to increase it because it's a ghost. So what we want to do is to bring this down to this point, right? And we're going to make it just happen at the beginning, right? So it just happens at the beginning. So it just happens as if he's just appearing. And we're going to drag this just after the image, right? So that the effect comes in just before the image. That's just before the character. So now that I have this like this, the next thing I'm going to do, you can see the difference here. So we're going to go ahead and play it so you can see how it looks. All right, so now this is amazing. All right, so next thing we're going to do to blend it in is that we're going to change the opacity of this image. So to do that, all we have to do is to click on the image and we're going to come over to blend and we're going to reduce this to 0. Okay, here, we're going to turn on the keyframe. And of course, we're going to just move this a notch like so, right? And we're going to then increase the opacity to the fullest. So now we are going to have this like so. So now let's go ahead and play it back and see how it looks. Wow. So you can see how it just appears on the screen. And to further sell this, the next thing we're going to do is to add more effects to this. And to do that, we're going to select more effect like lightning. Okay, we're going to add lightning effect, and we're going to put lightning effect across all the image. So we're going to put it like so, and we're going to just put it across all the images that we have, because we're talking about the ghosts tormenting the villagers. So we're going to just put that here like so. So let's go ahead and play it back and see how it looks. Wow, this is amazing already. This is so amazing, right? So this sells the effect super well. So the next thing we're going to do right here is we're going to go over to audio to bring in sound effect. And yes, it's safe to use sound effect from CapCut as long as it's not up to 3 seconds or more than 3 seconds, right? Sound effect just works just very fine, right? So the next thing we're going to do is, before we put in the sound effect, let's see if we can add more things. So let's add this spook kind of feel to the video. So let's go ahead and add this spook effect. So let's go ahead and drag the spook effect to our video. So to do that, all we have to do is to drag it to timeline like this, and we're going to drag this from beginning to end. And now we have this. Come on. If you see a video like this, African folktale story like this, wouldn't you want to watch it to the end? Because it's going to be very engaging, because all this movement on the screen, as you can see, this is incredible. All right, so now that we have this, I'm super excited with this because it works like magic, okay? So the next thing we want to do is to add more effect to the image that we have, and we're going to add the effect to the image. Now, you can see why we had to do that on Canva, that export the background separately and export the character separately. This is so that we can have an effect on the character itself, and we can choose to add another effect on the background or both of them, but whatever we put on the character doesn't affect the background, and that sells the effect even more. Now, how cool is this? Now, like I said, this is not just restricted to African folktale or just maybe a scary kind of African folktale. You can use it for any type of story that you're using AI to create, just to add a little dynamics to the video and make it more engaging for your viewers, right? So now that we have this added to our video like so, you can see this doesn't look right because it's now making the whole thing, you know, kind of like dark. So we're just going to go ahead and remove this last one that we added. Of course, you can go ahead and try things out, add, see the ones you can remove, see the ones you can add, and so on. So you can go ahead and play with the effects and see how it plays out. Let's go ahead and add a little more lightning to this. So we're going to just add it just at the beginning, right? Just at the beginning like so. And we're going to just reduce this to stop at the beginning like so. And we're also going to add this one, okay? We're also going to add this negative, and we're just going to put it just immediately the image appears, and we're going to stop it here. So it just adds that negative effect once he's appearing, right? So now that we have this, let's go ahead and play it back and see how it looks. All right, you can see this looks amazing already. And now that we have this, the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and add our sound effect. And to do that, all we have to do is to click on audio, and we're going to go ahead and click on sound effects like so. Let's search for thunder like so and see if we can find thunder sound, thunder and lightning sound that we're going to add to our video. So here we can see this one is 3 seconds. So you might want to just pay attention to this. It's 3 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and play it and see how it sounds. All right. So we're going to be using this thunder, and we're also going to be using this lightning thunder as well. So we're going to bring in this lightning thunder under here like so. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to also bring in this thunder, but we're going to put the thunder just right where he appears, right? So we're going to put it just right where he appears, so it just introduces him. So to do that, we'll just put it here just a little bit before he appears, so it introduces him and sounds very, very engaging. So now that we have this added, the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and play it and see how it sounds. Now, how cool is this? This is so amazing, and I'm already glued to my screen in as much as I'm the one creating it, but I'm enjoying creating it. And trust me, if you're creating this kind of African folktale, you're going to enjoy it. You will never have to complain about not getting views, about not getting subscribers. And guess what? Very soon, people are going to flood African folktale niche, and people are now going to have to make choices. And of course, if you have this kind of content, people are going to choose your content over every other one that is below average, right? So that is why at this early stage, you need to start making good African folktale videos so that when people flood into the niche and start creating substandard videos, yours is going to stand out and you're going to keep growing really, really fast. And if you want to learn more on how to create African folktale, anything that you need, how to create consistent image, how to create voiceover, how to set up your channel the right way, I've put together all that in this playlist, and all you have to do is to just go ahead and play it to learn everything that you need to know about African folktale, how to do keyword, how to do SEO, and all of that. So go ahead and watch it and thank me later. See you on the other side. Ciao!